Hi guys, Aziz Gool here. So today I want to talk to you about some of the things, some of the actions that poor people do that rich people don't. And it is ultimately our habits that define whether or not or how successful we will be in the future. So let's have a look at some of the habits of the poor versus the habits of the rich and reflect back and look at your own life and decide, what are the type of habits that you are engaging in at this point of time. So the first thing that I want to look at is this idea of watching TV versus reading books. So what happens is that poor people spend their free time watching TV, consuming Netflix, binge watching. And this is how they spend their time. They spend their daytime when they're walking, when they're traveling, when they're sitting on the subway, watching YouTube videos, scrolling through TikTok and Instagram. And ultimately, this instant gratification consumption really gets them nowhere in life. Just kind of feeling more bad about themselves, about their own self-worth, and about their identity and the lives that they have. Whereas rich people spend their time reading books and surrounding themselves, if in addition to doing so physically, with authors who manage to achieve great success and do great things in this world. And through those insights, through those words, pages, and actions, they are able to accelerate their own personal development, to learn what to do, to not avoid certain mistakes, to find mentors and guidance. A mentor of mine once said, whenever you're faced with a problem, ask yourself 3 questions. Question number 1, what can I do to solve this problem? Question number 2, what can I read to solve this problem? And question number 3, who can I ask or speak to be able to help me solve this problem? Someone who's done that before, all right? So that's the first thing. The first thing is poor people, they watch TV. Rich people, they read books. Number two is about how we get paid, how we get remunerated for our efforts in this world. And poor people, they trade their time for money. And in most cases, it's their time for low dollars. Rich people, they get paid for results. They get paid based on performance, for what it is that they achieve. Another mentor of mine, he likes to say, it's not about the hour of my time. It's the experience that I bring to the hour that makes that hour so valuable. So that's number 2. Poor people trade time for money. Rich people get paid for performance and the results that they deliver. The third thing that poor people do is they play the blame game. They like to point fingers. They like to say, it's because of this circumstance that I'm in this situation. It's because of this person that I wasn't able to do that. It's because of this happening that I wasn't able to achieve that success that I was looking for. However, rich people, they take extreme ownership. You've heard about the book by the Navy SEAL, Extreme Ownership. Go and read that book, because rich people read. Rich people find mentors. Rich people focus on performance, and rich people take accountability. They take responsibility 100% for the results they get in life. Bill Gates once said, if you are born poor, that is not your fault. But if you die poor, that is your responsibility. All right? And then the other thing is that poor people focus on saving. They are focused on the cents and the dimes. They think that stopping buying that $2 cup of coffee every morning is going to propel them into millionaire wealth. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's just not the case. You are much better off focusing your efforts on developing your skills so that you can earn more income, which is much more likely to propel you to the type of success and financial independence that you're looking for. Because that's what rich people do. They focus on investing in themselves, investing in assets, investing in businesses, investing in cash flow and capital appreciation, while poor people are looking to play not to lose and protect the little bit that they've managed to save together from all the dimes and not buying the coffees at Starbucks on the corner on the way to work this morning and making themselves miserable on the way there. They focus on that and get whatever the bank is paying now, negative 0%, 1% interest on that little bit of savings, versus the rich person that is looking at themselves, looking at their skill sets, looking at what is in demand in the market and saying, I'm going to invest in those skills because I know that the more value that I deliver to society, the more money I will make. Did you hear me? I'll say that again. The more value you deliver to society, the more money you will make. And it is so true. And if you do not understand this yet, wealth is one of the skills that you need to acquire. And that I'm trying to explain to you is that in order to achieve wealth, in order to make millions, we need to impact millions. So spend some thinking time on what it is that you can be doing based on the industry knowledge that you have, the skills that you possess, and the environment that you're in, where you can impact millions with velocity, with high margin. How are you able to do that? So the next thing that I want to cover is that poor people believe that money is the root of all evil. And that could not be further from the truth. Because if you do not have money, you forget about helping the next person. How do you help yourself? How does it make you feel when a family member, a loved one comes to you? They need help, they might need urgent medical assistance, or something might be happening in their life. They might be losing their home, the roof over their head, they don't have food on their table. And how are they supposed to be able to turn to you for help when you cannot even help yourself? So that cannot be further from the truth. And in fact, you should ingrain in your subconscious mind that I love money and money loves me, because your relationship with money is what will define whether or not you have a lot of it in the future. And finally, the last thing I want to cover is that the poor are waiting for something to happen to them. They are not action takers. The rich, they are action takers. They take accountability. They acquire the skills. They make the intention. And then they take the action. And I want to know from you, after watching this video, what action are you going to take? How are you going to invest in yourself? How are you going to start, continue, multiply to acquire the mindset of the rich, the habits of the rich, and the actions of the rich? How are you going to invest in yourself to make that life happen for you that you are looking for? How are you going to get that result faster? Are you going to seek an advisor like me someone who's been on the journey, who's built a multi-seven-figure business, who's built a multi-seven-figure business, who's advised corporate companies, who's helped 10x revenue of companies, who brings together financial and marketing skills to ensure that from a structuring point of view, from a deal-making point of view, from a distribution point of view, you are doing the right things, you are avoiding costly mistakes, and you are taking the actions that are going to lead you on the path to success. So, if you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss out. Turn notifications on so you know exactly when it's going to come out next, because you are going to want to be here for the next one if your goal is personal development, because ultimately you need to take responsibility for you, and that is a positive action reinforcing the habits of the rich and the habits of success. And if you want me to work with you one-on-one to help you create that action plan that's going to put your life on track, that's going to put your business on track, that is going to get you the financial results you are looking for faster, then go to the description below, find the link, DM me on Instagram at Aziz Gool, and we'll help you get there faster. Have a good day.